Stacey Theis, co-founder of Canna Sense campaign. We're in front of the federal building in Detroit, Michigan. We took a detour. We're on the National Cannabis Freedom Tour, educating communities about their local organizations on how to get involved to help free our plant and our patients and prisoners. And we were on our way from the Indy 500 from Indianapolis on our way to Chicago. And Carrie Boyder reached out to us about this rally and press conference, and so we made a detour to come up and show our support because this is sad and disgusting.
My name's Lavigne with the Cannabis Counsel law firm. It's a press release in relation to the Gerald Duval and the other federal defendants who have been prosecuted by the federal government despite there being legal medical marijuana patients and caregivers. Gerald Duval and his son Jeremy Duval were completely legal and within the bounds of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act. In fact, they took advice from local officers who had visited on Operation Hemp to come visit their garden in 2010. Whereupon the officers advised them to put up fencing, higher fencing with stronger locks, and put it all in separate enclosed lock facilities. And they basically followed every single bit of advice to the T, keeping all the different caregivers' plants in separately enclosed lock facilities. But despite taking their advice, the DEA came in and raided them, prosecuted them, and now the father is going away for 10 years and the son for 5 years. Now the son is already serving time in West Virginia, while the father's been dealing with forfeiture matters because they're in the process of seizing the family farm where grandma and grandpa live. They're taking the whole farm. They're taking all their vehicles. Now, when they seize real property, they're entitled to the fixtures. So you can't remove a fixture, something affixed and attached to the property. But these greenhouses were not fixtures. They were not permanently attached. They were disassembled, having been prosecuted for handling them. Wasn't that unreasonable for him to disassemble them and to sell them? But the federal court was all angry with him, claiming that greenhouses that you put up suddenly became fixtures. I've never heard of that in my whole legal career. But they really wanted those greenhouses too, and that extra monetary value that they take from medical marijuana patients and caregivers. They took his new car that they claimed that he bought with drug money, when really he had just sold a family restaurant and was able to account for the monies that he made while he was in the restaurant business, as well as in the process of selling the restaurant business on a land contract. He had a source of income. He was celebrating his 50th birthday, having survived 2 transplants, and for that they come at him because he had a new car, having survived that surgery and celebrating his 50 years. They targeted this man and came at him with unreasonable force in military-like raids. They come into all our homes here in Michigan and break down our doors and terrify our children. Mrs. Duval testified today, spoke a little bit earlier, how the police broke through her gate and traveled onto her lawn on their way out with no explanation. And despite her protest of standing there saying, "Stay off my property," they didn't heed her warning and cut the lock and proceeded onto her property despite her fervent objection to their entering her property. This Canna Bus Tour is traveling across the country, stopping in towns in states that have medical marijuana and states that don't have medical marijuana. and spreading awareness. It's a tremendous mission here. We have a great crew here in town visiting us, and we welcome them here in Michigan and thank them for stopping through here and wish them well on their journey on to Washington, D.C. to make some change.